ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनाम् उपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन् ओतिभिश्रेदसादनम् महागणपतये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तः पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीदयानन्दसद्गुरुं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं चन्द्रशेखरम्। वागीशाद्याः सुमनसः सर्वार्थानामुपक्रमे यं नत्वा कृतकृत्याः स्युः तं नमामि गजाननं। त्वमस्मिन् कार्यनिर्योगे प्रमाणं हरिसत्तम हनूमन्यत्नम् आस्थाय दुःखक्षयकरो भव। भेदवेद्ये परे पुंसि जाहते दशरथात्मजे वेदः प्राचेदसात् आसीत् साक्षात् रामायणात्मना वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले हैमे महामण्डपे मध्ये पुष्पकमासने मणिमये वीरासने संस्थितम् अग्रे वाचयति प्रभञ्जनसुते तत्त्वं मुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यातं भरतादिभिः परिवृतं रामं भजे श्यामळम्। भक्तप्रियं भक्तसमाधिगम्यं चिन्ताहरं चिन्तितकामधेनुं सूर्येन्दुकोटिद्युतिभास्वरं तं रामं भजे राघव रामचन्द्रम्। श्रीरामं जनकक्षितीश्वरसुतावक्त्राम्बुजाहारिणम् श्रीमद्भानुकुलाब्धि कौस्तुभमणिं श्रीरत्नवक्षस्थलं श्रीकण्ठाद्यमरौगौ रत्नमकुटालङ्कारपादाम्बुजं श्रीवत्सोज्ज्वलम् इन्द्रनीलसदृशं श्रीरामचन्द्रं भजे. These verses from the Ramakarnamritam by Bodhendra Swami, some of these verses seem apparently very simple, but they have very tremendous and profound meaning and depth. So I want to point out this verse 41, where a very beautiful idea is presented. There are two words here, Bhakta Priyam, Bhakta Samadhigamyam. Is endearing to the devotees, and he is one who is gained in the bhakta's samadhi, in their contemplation. Then the following two words, Chinta Haram Chintita Kamadhenum. The two words that I want to draw your attention, Chinta and Chintita. Both the words mean thought, Chinta. Both come from the same root, Chint. Chinta is from a bhavarte kritanta pratyaya. Chindita is karmani nishtha of the same root, also meaning thought. So chinta also means thought. Chindita also means thought. Now, what is the difference we have to draw? The word chinta, albeit it means thought, it refers to some anxieties, afflictions in the mind. So, those thoughts which give rise to anxieties or give rise to klesha, like raga, dvesha, ityadi, likes and dislikes, that is called chinta. Chinta haram. So, the one who removes those thoughts which give rise to afflictions. Then chintita kamadhenum. Chintita, what is the thought? For that specific a given thought, a peculiar thought, chintita, for that a special thought, if you will, he is kamadhenum, a wish fulfilling cow. This is the Puranic version of wish fulfilling tree, wish fulfilling cow, ityadi. You go to this Kamadhenu, and even before you present your request, the cow will yield that wish. So, Chindita Kamadhenum. What is that thought? So, when all the thoughts which give rise to ragadveshas or afflictions are removed, then the thought behind all those thoughts. In other words, in every seeking, in every ragadvesha, which then you seek to fulfill them, you do some activity, pravritti or nivritti, you engage in activities or you withdraw from activities to fulfill certain likes or to avoid certain dislikes. So when those thoughts are gone, the thought behind those thoughts, every seeking only exemplifies that one seeks this Atma, the self, which is full. That is the desire behind all desires. So that desire behind all desires is indicated by the second word chindita. The all the desires which are of the form of Vishaya, objects of the world, desires for the objects of the world, in the form of likes and dislikes, is indicated by the first word chinta. So he will remove those thoughts of those desires and replace it with the only the desire that matters anything at all in one's life. The desire that will put down, extinguish all the desires. Desire to know Ishvara or desire to know the self. Now, what is this? What is that Bodhendra is telling is a very important appreciation of Ishvara. Ishvara has twofold purpose or twofold activities, if you can say. Nigraha, then anugraha van Ishvaraha. Nigraha, that means he will do something nigraha, that to avoid something for you. Then anugraha, he will make a situation which is something that is desirable, or that is hitam for you, that is good for you. So anugraham is Ishvara's role of granting you great things. Nigraha is Ishvara's role of removing those obstacles which are in the way of granting you that anugraha. So he is both Dugrahavan and Nigrahavan. So this Rama, if you pray to this Rama, he will remove these misery causing thoughts and replace it with a thought which will lead to fulfillment. So, this is the idea. So, this is very much known in the Puranic literature, that that very well known in the Hindu scriptures, that Ishvara has dual role. He is Dugrahavan, Nigrahavan and Anugrahavan. So you have to seek the help of Ishvara to grant you the benefit of removing the thoughts which will stand in the way of seeking Ishvara, and then replace it with the thought with the only desire of knowing the self or knowing Ishvara. So Chinta Haram, then Chindita Kamadhenum. So this idea is very beautifully presented in this verse, just using the same two words, both meaning same, both refer to cognitions. Chinta is also a cognition, Chindita is also a cognition. So I just wanted to, these are all seemingly simple verses like prayers, etc., but very profound in their depth and meaning. कूचन्तं राम रामेधि मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि गोकिलम् गोष्पतीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायणमहामालारत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजम् आञ्जनेयमतिपाटलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमनीयविग्रहं पारिजाततरुमूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमाननन्दनम् यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वादात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि सुन्दरे सुन्दरो रामः सुन्दरे सुन्दरी कथा सुन्दरे सुन्दरी सीता सुन्दरे सुन्दरं वनं सुन्दरे सुन्दरं काव्यं सुन्दरे सुन्दरकपिः सुन्दरे सुन्दरं मन्त्रं सुन्दरे किं न सुन्दरम्. So we are looking at the 17th Sarga. So we will continue. Yate Rama Samudrantam Medhinim Parivartayet Asya Krite Jagat Chapi Yuktam Hityeva Me Matihi. So Hanuman, looking at Sita and ascertaining that she is a perfect match for Sri Rama and Rama is a perfect match for her. They have all these commonalities in terms of their age, in terms of their disposition, in terms of their character, in terms of the kula, etc., etc. So having then he performed this Manasika Sita Rama Vivaha in his mind, worshipped them. Then he is thinking that on for the sake of her, even if Rama turns the whole earth upside down, why earth, even the whole Jagat, the universe upside down, it is not surprising. Yadi Ramaha samudrantam mediniim parivartayet, mediniim, this earth, parivartayet, adhrottaram kuryat, he will turn it upside down. Not only the earth, Jagat Chapi, if he does that, Asyaha Krite, on behalf, on, keeping her in view, because for this lady is so wonderful, wonderfully deserving, and she is his consort. They are perfectly matched with each other. For the sake of this lady, he will do anything. Asyaha Krite, I mean something done on her behalf. Iti yuktam eva me matihi. This is what I think. I think it will be quite appropriate if Rama turns the whole earth upside down, or even the whole Jagat upside down, in terms of rescuing her or whatever. Dharmagya, the moment he thinks this thought, then, the idea of Rama's character, that flashes in his, before his mind. Dharmajnasya kritajnasya ramasya viditatmanah iyam sa dayita bharya rakshasi vasham agata. This lady, this Sita, for this Rama's consort, who is this Rama? Dharmajnaha. He knows right and wrong. Kritajnaha. He will never forget. If somebody has done some favor to him, he will never forget. Kritajnaha. This is the greatest quality of Rama, and this is the greatest virtue that the scriptures all the time highlight. The greatest virtue to have is the sense of gratitude. Even if a little help is done by someone, Rama remembers it. Kritajnaha. That Rama, Viditatmanah, he is the one who is well, is samahita purushaha, is well endowed, integrated together. His mind, his senses, all under control. Viditatmanah. He knows the reality about himself. Viditatmanah. Atmanah viditaha. That Rama, this lady is his consort. Yam sa daita bharya. Two words both means wife. Daita comes from the root dai. Dai means to protect. So she is the one, she is to be protected. The wife has to be protected. Bharya also means the same thing. And Hanuman thinks in terms of, and dai dhatu also has this sense of priyam, sneha. So she is his beloved, and she is the one deserves to be protected by him. So Daita Bharya, but unfortunately she has come in the company of these Rakshasis. Sarvan Bhogan Parityajya Bhartru Sneha Balat Krita Achintayatva Dukkhani Pravishta Nirjanam Vanam. What is this lady? What has she done? What is sacrifice she has done? She was married to the Prince Rama, but after a few years of that marriage, she was supposed to be crowned. But on the day of his crowning, the anointment of the kingdom on him, in respecting his father's wish, he was asked to go to the forest. So, what kind of a person? What kind of a kritajnaha? What kind of a dharmajnaha? And what is that? She is equally the same. And when she went to she had decided to go to the forest. She readily made up her mind to accompany him. What kind of a lady? And what all she sacrificed? Sarvan bhogan bhujyante iti bhogaha. All that pleasures of life. She was a queen. She was the princess in Janaka's kingdom, and that lady who had only seen the best in her life, and that kind of things that she had enjoyed. What kind of things she enjoyed? Shuka. She had a parrot. when she was growing up in Janaka's house, she had a parrot. Sarika is another kind of some pet bird. And Kanduka, she used to play with balls and etc. with all her friends. Prabhriti, Bhoga Sadhanani, like this, many of them, all kinds of enjoyments they were at her disposal. Then Matru Prabhutimsha, did she leave only these bhogas? She left Janaka's court and came with Rama to Ayodhya. She left her mothers. Matru Prabhutimsha. Parityajya, what is this pari? Pari Visheshena. Punaha Tatra Ashalesham Vinayeva Tektva. When she left the Janaka's palace, she came to Ayodhya, living with Rama. Did she think about her the great privileges she enjoyed as the daughter of the great king Janaka? No, she forgot them. So likewise, when she made the decision to accompany Rama to go to the forest, did she think of any of the comforts she had in Ayodhya? There was not even Punaha Tatra Asha Lesham Vina. She didn't even for a second think about all the pleasures that she left behind. She was ready to live with him. Ayam cha parityagaha na swavashena ityaha. Why did she make all these sacrifices? Bhartru sneha balat krita. She was so devoted to her husband. She was so dear to him. That the friendship that was between them, on that basis, the strength of that friendship is what made her give up all this. Because the rule is abhimata vishaya snehati rekah tat itaram akilam api tyajayati iti. If somebody is so devoted to something, for that sake, they will be ready to sacrifice everything else. And that is what she did. Tekteshu smarana bhavepi. After giving them up, did she even contemplate on them, brood about them? No. Then where did she go? Gandhavya deshiya dukkham va kim smarati. She was going to the forest, giving up all the comforts of the palace, etc. Just on the strength of the dearness to her husband, she left, renounced everything, and she was going to the forest. Did she think about what difficulties she would face in the forest? Gandhavya deshiya dukkham va kim smarati. Did she think about them? Well, not even for a second. Oh, what will I do in the forest? There will be wild animals, etc. There will be robbers, etc. Will I be safe there? Like this, those thoughts didn't even arise in her mind. Na iti aha achintayitva dukkhani. She was not talking about any calamities that could befall on her. Ramadi rikta vastu anubhave ki dukkha anubhava sambhavana iti. In only there will be dukkha sambhava, that's dukkha anubhava sambhavana. Even the possibility of dukkha is possible only if I can be separate from Rama. Then only there can be a dukkha. So even though in the Ashokavana she is imprisoned, surrounded by Rakshasis, etc., but her mind is in Rama. And so therefore she was able to bear this kind of a difficulty, because only when she is separate from Rama, not just only physically but mentally. He has already, Hanuman mentioned, he is in her mind and she is in his mind. So Rama adirikta vastu anubhavehi. Only if there is something that she can enjoy in the absence of Rama, then there is a possibility of dukkha anubhava sambhavana. Otherwise, there is no dukkha anubhava. So she is able to put up with this dukkha, this unbearable dukkham. Pravishta nirjanam vanam. When she went to the forest from Ayodhya, she was going to a forest. And here she is now in this Ashokavana, because she is bhogasya ekanta sthalamiti hi asyaha hriti lagnam iti bhavaha. This is a very powerful statement. What is the thing that is in her heart all the time? Lagnam, as if it is stamped. It is, what is the character of her? What is that is so beautifully imprinted in her mind? Hriti, in her mind. Hriti lagnam. So like putting a stamp. Vivikta desha sevitvam maratir jana samsati. She is always looking for a solitude in the sense of being with herself. She is she is like Rama was a Samahita Purusha. She was also a similar temperament, all well integrated, all put all senses, mind, everything are together. So therefore, this staying in this forest or staying in this Ashokavana, the loneliness is not really a thing that would affect her, because she always desired that being with herself, being with the self, being alone with the self, the solitude that she was enjoying. So vivikta desha sevitvam. So bhogasya ekanta sthalamiti hi asyaha. So pravishta nirjanam vanam. That going to a place where there are no people, that kind of a thing, that kind of a loving for company of oneself, that was a stamp, is an imprint in her heart. That is the kind of this lady, the Sita, is the all these thoughts flash in his before him. Samtushta palamulena bhartrushushrusena ratha ya param bhajate pritim vanepi bhavane yatha. For her, she was very happy eating in the forest when she spent 13 years. Now, this is the last year of that exile, and 13 years she was with Rama in the forest. She was very satisfied eating these roots of trees, these fruits and roots of trees, etc. And then by serving her husband, Sushushena, she was very happy. So, therefore, Vanepi Param Pritim Ya bhajate yatha bhavane. Like in the palace of either Dasarada's palace or in Janaka's, her father's palace, like how she was comfortable, how she was enjoying, same preeti, same love, here she able to enjoy in the Vanepi. So her disposition, whether she is in the palace or whether she is in the forest, has not changed. That is the kind of lady she is. Seheyam Kanakavarnangi Nityam Susmita Bhashini Sakate Yatanam Yetam Anarthanam Abhagini. Yatanam Yatanam Tivra Vedana. Very intense pain. This kind of a situation she is in causes intense pain, and she is not really deserving all this. All these anarthanam abhagini, apadam anarha. She doesn't deserve all this, and she is such a splendorous person, Kanakavarnanki. And what is her character? Nityam Susmita Bhashini. Nityam, all the time. Susmita, very sweet. She will never say any word of curse, any word that will be hurting to other person. Susmita Bhashini, that is the kind of person she is. Iti, he is thinking, because all this Rama also has told him about Sita's character, Sita's disposition, Sita's demeanor, etc. Rama has described to Hanuman. So therefore, he knows all this, and looking at her, he is able to recollect all those things that Rama has shared with him, and he is kind of thinking in his mind, this must all be true, because how well somebody can put up with this kind of a misery. Susmita Bhashini. This Sita here is given the title Nityam Susmita Bhashini, and Rama also is Mritu Bhashini. He is also his sweet words Purvabhimukha Bhashini. So Purvabhimukha Bhasha. That means even before the other person says hello, he will say hello. That is Rama. Suppose we see somebody coming to him, he will not wait for the other person to say, hey Rama, like this. He will Purva Abhimukha Bhashi. So he will say before that. So she is Susmita Bhashini, he is Purvabhimukha Bhashi. Kama bhokaihi parityakva hina bandhu janena cha dharayatyatmano deham tat samagama kankshini. One who has given up all the kama bhokaihi parityakva, without her dear and near ones, bandhu janena hina, and the only reason deham dharayati atmanaha deham dharayati, what could be the reason? The only reason is her dear Rama samagama kankshini. He is expecting She is expecting him anytime. She is very certain that he will come and rescue her. So, looking forward to his arrival, she is able to keep this life in this body. नैषा पश्यति राक्षस्यो नेमान् पुष्पफलद्रुमान् एकस्तहृदयां नूनं रामं एव अनुपश्यति. She doesn't see the Rakshasas. न एषा राक्षस्यः पश्यति. Na iman pushpa paladruman, all these trees, all these flowers, all these fruits, etc., also don't distract her. She is not thinking about this. Where is her focus? Hritaya ekasta. Noonam, indeed, certainly. Ramam eva anupashyati. Whenever her thought mind is always filled with the Rama. So this is the one that I explain in the Rama Karnamritam. So that is the Chindita Kamadhenum. That is the Chindita. That is the thought. Her thought is only Rama. Rama is the only thought. All the other thoughts, Chinta Rahitam. So all the thoughts have been gone. Only thought of is Rama. Ekasta Hritaya Noonam Ramam Eva Anupashyati. क्षिधिक्षमा पुष्कर सन्निभाक्षी या रक्षिता राघव लक्ष्मणाभ्याम सा राक्षसीभिः विकृते क्षणाभिः संरक्ष्यते सम्प्रति वृक्षमूले. Her patience is like the patience of earth. Chititulya chama yasyaha. That kind of a patience, forbearance, she's putting up with all this misery, all these great calamities that had befallen on her. With such an endurance, she is bearing them. Then she could have drishtimatrena. She just has to look at Ravana. Ravanasya, that she can burn him down. Drishtimatrena. Basmikaranat. She can do it. But she didn't do that. So, because she wanted Rama to come and rescue her, defeating this Ravana, she could have done it on her own. Then, these Rakshasis, she's surrounded by Rakshasis. She's Chidikshama, Pushkara, Sannibhakshi, her eyes like the lotus petals. She is Rakshita, Raghava, Lakshmanabhyam, protected by both Rama and Lakshmana, and deserving to be protected by them. But here, this Rakshasibihi, she is surrounded by Vikritekshanabihi, very cruel eyes. These cruel, crooked eyes, they are looking at her all the time. They are surrounding her. Vrikshamule, in that root of the tree, there she is sitting and surrounded by Rakshasis. And they are samrakshate, they are all surrounding her as if protecting her, but their concern is not to protect her. Paraihi anapaharaya gopyate tirthaha. They don't want her to go run away or somebody else to go and take her away. For that reason, the Rakshasis are watching her, not in the sense of protecting her. Ityemavartam kaviranvavekshya सीतेयम इत्येव विनिष्ट बुद्धिः संसृत्य तस्मिन् निशसाद वृक्षे बली हरिनाम वृषभस्तरस्वी. So this Hanuman, who is Bali, very brave and very strong person, and Harinam Vrishabha is the exalted among all the monkeys. Tarasvi, who can go very fast, that Hanuman. So he had come and sighted now Sita. Ityevam artam kapihi anvavekshya. All these thoughts, thinking about all these, and having ascertained very nischayena, very confidently, that this lady, the Stree is Sita, has been ascertained by him. Vinishta buddhihi, nischaya buddhihi. Then on the tree, he is also sitting down wherever the Shimshupa tree, Nishasada. So came down from the tree, on the top of the tree he sighted her. Now he came down and then he is also sitting on the tree that from which he sighted her, this Hanuman. Sita eva iti Jada buddhistam eva buddhim. So this, so jata buddhihi tam eva buddhim samsritya. So having that ascertained buddhi that this is Sita. Tatah para anushtheya chikirshaya. What should I be doing now? What, the day has not dawned yet. So what should I be doing? Like this he is thinking. What would be my next step? Iti. Tasmin shimshupa vrikshayeva nishasada. He also sat down at the foot of the tree. Tatra ratri sesham paradinam cha sthitaha ityarthaha. What now the commentators say what has happened in the next day. So already the night was ending, the dawn is coming and Ravana is going to come. So like the ratri sesham, whatever remainder of that night, and paradinam, the next day also, he just sat there without taking any action because he wanted to observe the situation, and he was also expecting Ravana to come so that he will also see what happens when Ravana comes, all that. So he wants to take assessment of all those situations. So the Ratri Shesham Paradinam cha sthitah. So he just stayed without doing any action. Evam cha sa Ravanantapura Sarvapi Langa Yamatrayena Samudra Lankanadina Ratravyeva Vijita. So he landed at the time of sunset at Lanka. Then the night came. So the 4 yamas in the night. So 3 yamas he was searching. This is the last final yama, the concluding time span of the night. So Turye Yame Ashoka Vanika Praveshaha iti Bodhyam. So the Turye Yama, he came to the Ashoka Vanika, and then he now seen Sita. Dawn is coming at any time, and so he just sat down thinking what should be my next step. But then that reminder of that night, and also the following whole day, he did not do anything. He was just making observation, and then he was looking at what the Rakshasis are doing, and then Ravana is going to come. So that will also come in the next couple of chapters. Iti Arshe Shri Ramayane Valmikiye Adhikavye Srimad Sundara Kande Shodasha Sargaha. So now the 17th Sarga, this is called Rakshasi Darshanam. So so the 17th Sarga, Saptadasha Sarga. Nabho Madhyam Gate Chandre Hanumata Paritah Sitam Asinanam Ghoratara Vikrita Anana Akritinam Rakshasinam Darshanam. So in the 17th chapter, now his day is coming, and now he is able to see much better. So Sita is still seated there near the tree, and she is surrounded by all these Rakshasis. Their eyes are all so frightening and crooked, and their forms are also Vikrita Akriti, Vikrita Ananam, Vikrita Akriti. The face is all crooked, and then Vikrita Akriti, the whole body is kind of crooked, very frightening looking Rakshasis. Night, the Nabho Madhye, Madhyam Kate Chandre, the Chandra is coming to, the moon is going to set now. So this is Sita, he was seen by Hanuman. This is the circumstance now. He is now able to see clearly how many Rakshasis are there, what are they doing, etc. Tata tam madhyagatayaha Sitayaha avalokanaja harshena. He was very happy that he sighted Sita, that he has found Sita. So there was, even though he was affected by the conditions in which she was, but still there was a certain happiness. My mission I have now found for what I came to Lanka. So avalokanaja harshena. So by sighting Sita, a certain happiness that is born in him. So tears also, happy tears came. So bashpa vimochanam, he shed happy tears. Manasa Rama Lakshmanayoho Pranama Purvakam, he then made a salutations in his mind, is Rama Lakshmana. Shimshupa Agre Ghudataya Avasthanam. So hiding himself at the foot of that Shimshupa tree, and he is watching this whole situation. The 17th Rakshasi Darshanam. साचिव्यम इव कुर्वन् स प्रभया निर्मल प्रभः चंद्रमा रश्मिभिर्शीतैः सिषेवे पवनात्मजम्. So the moon, it is going to set very soon, and it is still, the moonlight is there. So very beautiful this moon, and Nirmala Prabha, that Chandraha, the Chandrama, Prabhaya, with its light, which is Jyoti, then with the Rashmibihi Shitaihi, so with these cool rays of that moonlight, our Hanuman Pavanatmajam, Sisheve, it was as if aiding him, like what? Sachivyam iva, like a good friend, how a good friend or a counselor will help somebody. Sachivyam iva Sisheve. This Pavanatmajam, this Hanuman. So like the moon is also now is looking like it is helping him. It is going to set very soon, but it's still shedding enough light for him to take assessment of the situation. How are these? Now he is observing these Rakshasis. How are they looking? Of course, very frightening, etc. Mamsashonita digdankihi Mamsashonita bhojanaha Tadadarsha kavi shreshtaha Roma harshana darshanaha. They're on their body, it's all smeared with meat, mamsa, and blood, shonita. So smeared with, dikta means smeared. So mamsa shonita diktangi. Then they are also, and how did that happen? Because they were all eating some flesh, etc. Mamsa shonita bhojanaha. Then when you see them itself, you get horripilation. Roma harshana darshanaha. Just because they're so frightening, you just see them, you have horripilation. So Kabi Shreshtaha Tadarsha. He's seeing these Rakshasis making an assessment. Skandhavantam upasinaha parivargya vanaspatim. So these there is, we saw before that when he first saw Sita, this prasada was there. This like a place, like a mandapa, very well decorated, very very shining with gold, etc., marble, etc. The mandapa, in the center of that mandapa, there was a vedi, like a yaga vedi, and that is where he saw her. And but it looks like there is also this big tree nearby. So it looks like sometimes she is near the tree, sometimes she is in that mandapa, and she will come, probably she will walk to that mandapa, maybe sit there for a while, or then she will walk back to the tree, something like this. She had some movement. So here he sees her now in the vicinity of the tree. And what kind of a tree? Very huge Shimshupa tree, like Ashoka tree, and it is lot of branches are there. Skandhavandam. Skandha means a branch. Prashasta Shaka Upashakavandam. So main branch, and it has lot of side branches. So Shaka Upashaka. So very very dense, very big tree. Vriksham, Shimshupa Vriksham, same Ashoka Vriksha. Parivarya tan moolat Ishad Duraha Asinaha Stitaha. So she is seated at the, let's say, imagine at the foot of the tree, then not very distant from that. Ishat Dura. Ishat means a little, not very far. So Ishat Dura, just nearby. So Tan Mulat, she is seated, and then surrounding her, not very far from that moolam of that root of the tree where Sita is sitting, these Rakshasis are all surrounding her. So therefore, very little freedom to move very far. So she can, at the best, she can walk perhaps towards that prasada which was near the tree. That's where he saw her first, and then she has to go back to the tree. So not a lot of place for her to move around. So because every time she is surrounded by them. Only at the time of some ablutions that she has to take a bath or go to the river for doing sandhya, etc. So that is the time she will go, but she had to be accompanied by these Rakshasis. So all this he is observing. तस्यादस्ताच्यतां देवीं राजपुत्रीम् अनिन्दितां लक्षयामास लक्ष्मीवान् हनुमान् जनकात्मजं तस्य अधः अधस्तात् तस्य अधस्तात् तन्मूलं समीपे. So very close to that root of the tree is where she is, and then surrounded by the Rakshasis. So she saw the Rajaputrim, Janakaputrim, Aninditam, faultless lady, and who Janakatmajam, son, daughter of Janaka, and who saw Hanuman. And here Valmiki gives a epithet to him as Lakshmi one. Wherever Hanuman is, there is Sri, Lakshmi, there is prosperity. Because he is going to meet her, comfort her, give her the confidence, save her, in fact, because she was going to terminate her life. Then she gives her confidence, assurance, all this she is doing. So wherever Hanuman is, he is Lakshmi one. There is Sri. Sri means prosperity. Sri means happiness. Sri means wealth. Sri means all things that you want to accomplish, you will accomplish. So, Tomasmin Karya Niryoge Pramanam Harisattama. That's why Sita later tells him, you are, if anything, anybody has to accomplish something, who is the Pramana, they have to look at you as the Pramana. So, anticipating that blessing that he is going to receive from Sita. Sita is Lakshmi herself. Sita is Lakshmi. So, that he is going to give assurance to that Lakshmi. So Valmiki, anticipating that Sita will bless him, he gives this adjective to Hanuman, Lakshmi Van. So like saying Sri Hanuman. So Hanuman gets the title Lakshmi Van, the one who has Lakshmi. So because he is going to be blessed by Lakshmi, but that Karya Siddhi is his Lakshmi, and that is always, he is endowed with Hanuman. So therefore, for any Karya Siddhi, you want Hanuman on your side. So these are all indicators by Valmiki. Nishprabham shokasantaptam malasankula murdhacham Kshina punyam chutam bhumau taram nipatitam iva. How did she look? She looks like a star on the sky. The star should be on the sky, but it looks like maybe it lost its punya or something, getting that exalted status. So China Punya, that Taram, China Punyam Taram, Chutam, Sthana Chalitam, from that place it got moved, and Bhumav Nipaditam, it fell on the earth. Imagine like that. So she looks like this. Where should she be? She should be in the palace. That is Sita. But where is she? She is in this Ashokavana surrounded by Rakshasis. What happened? It looks like a beautiful star fell from the sky. Nishprabham, her luster, that despair is on her face. Shoka sandaptam, we can easily see that she is afflicted with the separation, and then the worry, the anxiety. She is not eating well. Her clothes and whatever sari she is wearing, it is dirty, it's soiled, etc. Malasangula murtajam, lot of dust on her body, etc. And it looks like a star, just a shiny star which was so high, just fell on the earth. Then again Sita's praise. Charit Vyapdeshaadhyam Bhartrudarshana Durgatam Bhushanaihi Uttamaihi Hinam Bhartru Vatsalya Bhushanam. Charitriya, Charitriya, so Charitra Vyapadesha Adhyam. Adhya means wealth. So that means she has, what is her wealth? So Charitriya is the wealth. That is Pativrata Dharma Charanakyadi Sampannam. So that her chastity, her demeanor, her disposition has a single pointed focus on her beloved Rama. All this that is her wealth. So, but somehow she is now bereft, or she is not having this Bhartru Darshana Durgatam, Bhartru Darshana Rahitam, and she doesn't wear any Bhushanaihi Uttamaihi Hinam. All these, like a Rajakumari should be having all these great ornaments, etc. Some of which she came with into the forest because Dasharatha won't allow her to go without the ornaments that she was wearing. He insisted that she should carry all those ornaments with her. But all those Uttama Abharanaihi, Bhushanaihi are not on her now. But she is still very beautiful. How is this? Because the only ornament that she has is Bhartru Vatsalya. Vatsalya padam atra snehamatra vachi. The friendship. This Vatsalya, the commentator describes this as sneha, because in all this Indian marriages, etc., the Vedic vivaha, etc., whenever there is a declaration husband and wife, etc., they are only declared as friends after the wedding is over, after the Saptapadi, the 7 steps is over, they are declared as friends. So sneha, friendship. So that is the Vatsalya. Vatsalya means sneha matra vachi. It is only indicating sneha, and that is her bhushanam, that is her ornament, that is her decoration. Chantra rekam payodhante Sharadhabhrairivavritam Klishtarupam Asamsparshat Ayuktam Iva Pallakim. Very, very beautiful poetic description. Payodhante, so Varsha Rutu has ended, Varshante, because we saw before that during the rainy period, Rama told Sugriva, we can't search, so let us take a break now. After the rainy season is over, we will start the search. So the rainy season for 2 months or whatever, at that time no search. So now the rainy season is over, that is how Hanuman and others started, and they are now Hanuman has come to Lanka. So Charadrekam, so this is the autumnal time. The autumnal rainy season is over because he was this Dhanurmasa time is when Hanuman has come to Lanka. So we saw that in the earlier first chapter or something. So therefore Chandra Rekam, so Sharad Abraihi Iva. So rain has ended, but still there are some clouds. Okay, when the clouds are there, Chandra Rekam, the third day Sukla Paksha Tithi, third day moon, this crescent moon will be very hard to see. And now it is not only hard to see, but it's always hard to see because it stays there. This Udaya and Astamana will be very quick for the crescent moon. So you have to see it within that time. So not so generally difficult to see, but now it is even more difficult to see because some clouds are there. So she is looking like that. She is like a Chandra Rekha. That means the crescent moon. Chandra Rekhayaha Spashta Aspashtatva Dyotanaya Idam Visheshanam. So this why this metaphor? Because sometimes it is seen and sometimes not seen. So that means spashtam aspashtam, difficult to see, and also sometimes if you are lucky you can see it. So she is looking like that. She is looking like that. Then asamsparshat klishta rupam asamspartat. That means urvartanadi samskara rahityam. Udvartanam is a very nice word. Udvartanam means all these things, you should look at our literature. All things are, anything that you have now, it's all been mentioned. Utvartana means lotion. Utvartana means body, you can see that she has not applied any lotion. That means very dry. Utvartanadi samskara rahityam. That means asamsparshat. No contact with the lotion. Something to wash the dirt from the, like a soap, etc. And then you apply some lotion or whatever. So that is called utvartanam. So that samskara has not been there for her. Then she looks like what? Yeah, like ayuktam anaropita tantrim vallakim veenam. There is a beautiful veena. So that Veena has, but Veena just put standing there, that is no beauty in it. Somebody has to play the beauty. So it looks like it's a very beautiful Veena, but the strings of that Veena are not played. Ayuktam anaropita tantrim vallakim Veenam. Like a Veena, she's unplayed Veena. That is how she looks. Saha malena digdanki vapusha chapyalankrita mrinali pankadigdhena vibhadina vibhadicha. Alankrita, she is generally beautiful. She is very beautiful. Even though right now, Malena Digdhanki, she is smeared with the dirt and all this soil, etc. She is covered with that and wearing a very worn out sari, etc. But generally, naturally, she is beautiful. Alankrita, but right now, Malena Digdhanki. You know how this looks like? It looks like Mrinali means a lotus, okay? And the lotus sometimes vibhadi and sometimes na vibhadi. You know what? Because it grows in the lotus pond. There's a lot of mud, panka. So panka digdhena, it is smeared with mud. So the lotus sometimes shines, sometimes doesn't shine. So it looks like, she looks like that. So give me a few minutes, I will finish this chapter. Tam drishtva hanuman Sitam mrigashabanibhekshanam mrigakanyami vastrastam vikchamanam samantatah. She looks like, her eyes looks like the eyes of a fawn, the deer baby, the young baby, a young deer. So Mriga Shaba means the young deer, like a fawn. So her eyes are looking like this. And then, like a deer caught alone, or deer caught in the midst of in a forest, doesn't know where the mother is, and she's afraid there could be animals, etc. So it's always looking here and there. So Mriga Kanya Miva Trastam Vikshamanam. So she is looking samantataha everywhere. She is looking at it. Her gaze is like the gaze of a young deer caught in the forest, whatever. So that is what Hanuman sees. Then he is happy that he saw her. That means he, with the blessings of, with the anugraha of Rama, and he has sighted her. So that is a big accomplishment. Harish, therefore, some santosha. Harisha jani cha soshrunitam drishtam adhirekshanam drishtva madhirekshanam mumuche hanuman tatra namaschakre charaghavam. So he gives a mental salutation to Rama, and then madhirekshanam, asitekshanam, like that, madhirekshanam, enchanting eyes, Sita's eyes. So having seen that, harishajani saha ashrudi mumuche, that tears escape from his eyes. Anand, the happy tears, they are flowing. He is happy that he saw her. Then he salutes Rama in his mind. Because Bhagavatah Raghavasya Anugrahatyeva Iyam Maya Drishta Iti Punah Punah Smrutva Namaskaraha. So he is happy that it's Rama's Anugraha that I have now cited her. Namaskritva Charamaya Lakshmanaya Cha Viryavan Sita darshana samhrishtaha Hanuman samvrto bhavat. So having seen Sita, he becomes samvrto bhavat, samvrtaha abhavat, Rakshasinam darshana pariharaya, because he doesn't want to be sighted. The Rakshasi should not find him. So sukshma rupam avalabhya, so he takes even a tiny form. Vrikshamula samiba, uh, Samipa Shakasu, so with the in the near the branches near the bottom of the tree, Vilinaha Bhavat, covering himself completely. He just sits there watching what is going to happen. And next chapter, Ravana will come and all the Ravana Cheshta, etc. he is going to observe. So we will see. Ityarshe Srimat Ramayane Adikavye Valmikiye Chadurvimshat Sakastrikayam Samhitayam Srimate Sundarakande Saptadasha Sargah Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamutachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu Krishnarpanamastu Om Tat Sat Narayana Narayana